Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about what really happened to actor Heath Ledger. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my Patreons know the uncensored video on Michael Jackson drops later tonight on Patreon. I am almost done putting it together, and it should be up by tonight. So if you're one of my Patreon members, make sure you remember to check it out later. Thank you all. Now let's get right into it. Hollywood is full of strange mysteries, and the death of Heath Ledger has always been one of those mysteries to me. He was a successful actor with a thriving career who lost it all one eerie day. Months before one of his most praised performances as the Joker, Ledger would be found in his home unresponsive by his housekeeper. According to reports, his housekeeper and his massage therapist had found him unresponsive at around 3 p.m. His massage therapist will then call Mary-Kate Olsen, who he was casually dating at the time, to inform her about the situation. Olsen, who was out of town, would send over her bodyguard to check on him. 10 minutes after Olsen was called, they called 911. When the medics arrived, they tried to revive him, but it was too late. Heath Ledger had passed away, with the cause being stated as substance-related. A 28-year-old movie star had passed away way too soon. He didn't even get a chance to see the last two films he was a part of. Heath was known to deal with substance issues and also had a sleeping disorder. According to reports, he was running on 2 hours of sleep on the regular and was taking medications to be able to get those 2 hours. He once stated that his mind was always running, and it was obvious he was losing it because of it. So when it was reported by the news that Heath had passed due to substances, people weren't so surprised, as some felt like it was sadly coming. To this day, this is what most people believe happened to Heath, but did he really accidentally take himself out, or is there more to the story? After my last video on Matthew Perry, I couldn't stop thinking about the Batman references. For some reason, it made me think about Heath Ledger and his passing since he played the Joker. Out of curiosity, I started looking into his passing and his life at the time, and what I found was truly revealing. Just like many other celebrities who make it to the top in Hollywood, Heath is a Masonic puppet, as he can be seen doing the one-eye symbolism showing his alliance to the order. We know celebrities do this pose to indicate their alliance to the Masonic order, as the Masonic all-seeing eye is a prominent Masonic symbol. After looking into Ledger, I discovered that he was an occultist, as he showed us plenty of signs of this. In my opinion, what happened to Heath Ledger was no accident, but something far more sinister. By the end of this video, you will see that something much darker was behind Heath Ledger's passing. This story goes all the way back to the last years of Heath Ledger's life, when he was working on his last two films, one which would become his biggest role ever, and the other that tells a dark story. While Ledger was filming the Dark Knight movie, he was also filming the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. These two were his last films, with Imaginarium being his last movie released in 2009. Most people have seen The Dark Knight, as it is regarded as one of the greatest superhero films of all time, grossing over $1 billion in a time when superhero films were not like what they are today. Heath was highly praised and awarded for his performance as the Joker. The Dark Knight immortalized him, as his performance made the entire movie. His acting was so good, people were starting to think he himself was becoming the Joker. Many people thought it was embodying this character that drove him mad and cost him everything. Sadly, this isn't too far off, as it was evident Heath had tapped into something dark to become the Joker. The Dark Knight movie is definitely connected to the passing of Heath Ledger. Yes, this film made him a megastar, but it was at a dark price. I discovered while looking into the movie that it was reported that in order for Heath to become the Joker, it was believed he let himself get possessed by a demon. In this article posted by IMBD, they claimed that Bob Larson, who worked on the set of the movie The Devil Inside, believed Heath let himself become possessed in order to play the role as the Joker. Bob was quoted saying, "I would say something overtook that man. There is a strong possibility that somehow he just took on too much of the evil of this character. After all, whether it was psychological or spiritual, he cannot draw the distinction anymore. That is not the first time I've had an actor tell that sort of thing to me." Bob believed that Heath Ledger had been possessed in order to play the Joker, and that his on-screen persona was actually a demon. We have spoken about this before, as Denzel Washington has also admitted to letting himself be controlled by the spirits, using them to play his roles.
It was, got on my knees and sort of communicated with the spirits. And when I came out, I was in charge.
Powerful scene.
Powerful scene. I couldn't have acted that. I couldn't have written that down and made a decision to play.
When Denzel was referring to the spirits, he is speaking about demonic energy. This is also similar to what Damson Idris said he did in order to be able to play his role as Franklin for the finale of Snowfall.
I remember sometime we do 10 episodes for my show, and in this last season, I was hitting a block. Like I was like, oh, I'm not doing it right? So I went in the corner, and then I was looking at the wall, and I was like, come on, devil, right? Come to me, because I had to do something like crazy, right? I had nightmares for a month. So it does come after, like nightmares every day. I just felt that energy, and I had to pray and do all this stuff to like get rid of it. And you call your mom up and you're like, you're back to life. And that stuff is real. That stuff really is real.
These actors who take the oath allow themselves to become vessels for the spirits they channel. It's how they become someone else so well. What Bob Larson said about actors allowing spirits to possess them might sound crazy, but it's what's going on behind the scenes in Hollywood. Actors allow themselves to be consumed by spirits. It's called spirit channeling, and it appears this is what Heath Ledger did to become the Joker. It was believed that in preparation for the film, Heath locked himself in a hotel room for months and trying to become the personification of evil to play the Joker character. It was discovered that he kept this journal while staying at that hotel. In the journal, it was seen just how consumed Heath was with his role. Interestingly, the first thing I noticed when I looked at the journal was the clear Masonic imagery on it. The checkerboard floor is visible on the cover, resembling the Masonic checkerboard floor found in every lodge. I believe the elephant was a reference to the blind man in the elephant story, which is about a group of blind men who have never seen an elephant, but they imagine what it looks like by touching the animal, which I believe is how Ledger saw the character the Joker, something he needed to understand deeper. The most eerie thing about this diary was that he wrote on the last page, "Bye-bye," like if he knew he would be leaving the earth soon. I believe this was foreshadowing for what was soon to happen. It's apparent something happened to Heath while filming this movie, something that consumed and destroyed them. And what I found in his last movie, Imaginarium, gave us an explanation of what really happened to Heath Ledger. Just like with The Dark Knight, Heath passed away while he was filming Imaginarium. He wasn't even able to finish filming the movie. After he passed, production shut down, but the movie was later finished, using other actors to play the remaining scenes he didn't shoot. Imaginarium is one of the most Masonic movies I have ever seen. The whole movie is packed with Masonic references and imagery. In the first 20 minutes of the movie, they show the Masonic all-seeing eye symbol. In another scene, they also show the Masonic square and compasses at the 23-minute and 13-second mark. Clearly, it shows a person being enlightened by the all-seeing eye with the fallen angels around him. On the left, we can clearly see the Masonic square and compasses symbol. This imagery clearly indicates that this movie was Masonic. There's more scenes when they show the all-seeing eye, as the movie is packed with this symbol. During this scene, they show the Freemasonic checkerboard pattern displayed on the theater. I watched this entire film in order to make this video, and what it reveals explains what happened to Heath. This movie is about a monk who is tempted by the devil to play a game of souls. At the beginning of the movie, the monk is approached by Mr. Nick, who is the devil. Mr. Nick offers the monk the opportunity to play a game to see who can win more souls. The way the game works is the monk would invite someone to enter a magical mirror created by the devil that takes the person to the world of Imaginarium. In this world, the person that enters is made to make one of two choices. One that would save their souls, or the other that would give their soul to the devil. The monk represents good and saves the souls, while the devil represents evil, damning the souls. In the movie, the monk runs a traveling theater where he tries to convince people to walk through the mirror and play the soul game. The devil tells the monk that if he wins the soul game, he will give him immortality. The devil lets him win just to trick him into making another deal. The monk makes another deal with the devil, his firstborn child at the age of 16, to retain his youth and good health. The monk decides to make the deal as he has fallen in love and wanted to win the woman over. He would win over the woman and have a daughter with her. Most of the movie takes place when his daughter is 15 years old, 3 days away from her turning 16. This is when the devil strikes another deal with the monk, telling him that if he can save 5 souls before he can trick them, he would not take the soul of his daughter. The monk then takes the deal, and this is what plays out in the rest of the movie. The entire movie was based around this deal with the devil and the price of one soul, something we will be talking more about soon. The movie was packed with occult themes, and throughout the movie, we can clearly see this. In the movie, Heath Ledger plays a character named Tony. Tony is a defamed charity runner who was exposed for selling the organs of the children he was supposed to be helping. When they first show Heath in the movie, he is seen hanging off a bridge as a Russian mob boss tried to take him out. Tony survived this incident by placing a flute in his throat so he could breathe through it. While on the rope, the monk's daughter discovers him and they save him. This scene was truly revealing, as not only did they show him essentially being taken out, but if we look at his head, we can find some very interesting symbols. On his head, the Masonic all-seeing eye is painted on it. This is one of the most revealing scenes as it shows Heath being taken out while having Masonic symbols on his head. Remember, this was the last movie released by Heath, and this is how he first appears in the movie. As revealing as this part of the movie was, one of the last scenes truly explains it all. At the end of the movie, Heath is actually sacrificed to the devil for the monk's daughter. The devil ends up making a deal with the monk that if he can deliver the soul of Tony, which is played by Heath, he would give him back his daughter's soul. The monk takes the deal, and then Heath is tricked by the monk into taking himself out in order for him to get his daughter's soul back. This is literally one of the last scenes of the movie, and shortly after Heath started filming this movie, he would pass away, not even being able to finish the movie. This is no coincidence. We already know everything that happens in Hollywood happens for a reason. This was Hollywood foreshadowing what was soon to happen to Heath, and also telling us what he did for the success of the Dark Knight film. It appears Heath made a deal with the devil and sacrificed himself for this deal. At the same time Heath was filming this movie where he is literally sacrificed to the devil, he was filming The Dark Knight, the movie that would immortalize him. He passed away before finishing both these films. In the movie Imaginarium, Heath literally offers to sacrifice his own soul.
To save your daughter's life, sir! Heath? Well, I figured I could be the fifth soul.
It's clear to me that Heath made a deal. He sold his soul in order to become a star. This is why he looked dark while playing the Joker role. This is the reason this role consumed him. He made this deal in order to be remembered as a star. I believe Heath was sacrificed, and I'm not the only one who believes this, as this was actually confirmed by a Hollywood couple. Actor Randy Quaid, years ago right after this happened to Heath, came out and exposed this whole situation. Randy and his wife, who was also an actor, claimed that a secret group of Hollywood whackers had been after them, and this is the reason he was on the run with his wife. Randy also claimed that these Hollywood whackers took out many actors before, one being Heath Ledger.
Of Oscar and Emmy nominee Randy Quaid and his wife Evie. For more than a year, they've been on the run, avoiding felony charges in California, saying that they don't want to be targeted by people they call star whackers. Randy Quaid is joining us exclusively this morning from Vancouver, Canada, their new home.
We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy.
Quaid and his wife Evie missed a court appearance in Santa Barbara, California this week because they are in Canada seeking asylum, they say, for their protection.
We believe there are to be a malignant tumor of star whackers in Hollywood.
The Quaids believe that people are singling out celebrities, either steal their fortunes or kill them. They believe David Carradine, who was found hanged in a Bangkok hotel room, and Heath Ledger, who died of a drug overdose, were victims of the same conspiracy.
I believe these actors were whacked.
As you heard for yourself, Randy claimed that these Hollywood actors were after him and his wife. Randy also claims that he believes these same Hollywood whackers took out Heath Ledger and many other actors. So many celebrities go out in the same way, and I believe this explains it well. These celebrities are found gone with zero logical explanation, just like we recently saw with Matthew Perry. All of these celebrities are paying a dark price to have the world. Just like in the music industry, like we saw with XXXTentacion, those Hollywood stars make deals with the devil in order to have the world. Once this deal comes to its expiration, it becomes time for the devil to collect. This is clearly what happened to Heath Ledger, as the movie revealed the truth in plain sight. Heath saw a massive success after playing in the movie Brokeback Mountain, a movie created to push the Lil Nas X agenda early on. This was Heath's invitation to the top. He took it and was consumed by the evils of the industry. I believe I should make a full video on the movie Imaginarium, and also another one of Heath's movie called The Order. These movies are full of Masonic references and imagery. If you want to see that, let me know below. It is no coincidence that these were his last two movies, which revealed what Ledger did to make it to the top. Heath was definitely an occultist, and he often showed Masonic imagery and played in many movies with Masonic references. He was even a music video director, directing this video called Cause and Effect, and in the video, we see the artist showing the one-eye symbolism the whole video. The video is also presented in a black and white color scheme pointing to the Masonic order. All of this reveals why Heath Ledger went out the way he did. And one thing is for sure, it was no accident. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.